We've got to move on and do the Sunday Telegraph, Steve. What do they have?
Trouble for the BBC, or the BBC Arabic have had to investigate 6 of their reporters for appearing biased. It's a BBC bias story. So of the 6 people that they're investigating, one of the cases is just liking a tweet. Now, that never sits well with me. Judging someone for the tweet they like is often because you can't remember how to bookmark it. But one senior correspondent has made fun of an Israeli relative of the grandmother who was abducted, a joke about inheritance. Another tweet is saying Israel's prestige is crying in the corner. So there's a lot to investigate, to look at the bias, but this is the BBC that's also having to investigate or look at its bias from the other side. The BBC is always accused of bias in a way that disagrees with the person who's making the complaint. And if I can just quickly tell you, there was a lovely meme that went round of the number of complaints the BBC got once. Number 2 on the list was being too pro-Palestine. Number 3 on the list was being too pro-Israel. But number 1 on the list was a complaint about Bake Off. Yes. Which tells you a lot about our concerns.
That was me, to be fair. But yeah, but to be fair, Steve, yes, I understand it's difficult for the BBC. But this is we're paying the licence fee for this for BBC Arabic, and there are people who describe the October 7th atrocity as a morning of hope on the channel. And whereas in this country, BBC are in trouble for not using the word terrorist, which I think is fair enough. But this is outrageous, isn't it?
But, and also in this country, we've seen BBC journalists say that the Israeli army is happy to kill children, which it obviously isn't.
Who said that?
That was my cousin, actually. But, we've got quite differing political views. But yeah, the BBC, and it shows the culture within the BBC that people feel free to say things like this, and they know that they're not going to get into trouble. If anything, they're going to get promoted.
No, I don't know if that is the culture within the entirety of the BBC. But whenever I worked there, I firstly were never told which way to.
They hid it from you because you look like a Nazi.
OK, that might be a good point. But no, other than that, actual experience on the ground floor in the meetings, and my word, there were too many meetings. There was never that sense of all this conspiracy that we all have about, the BBC controls. No, they don't. Maybe they slightly select the people they'll employ, but clearly not in this case for BBC Arabic.
Having been in it, you're saying it's more a case of incompetence.
It was when I was there. It definitely was during the hours I broadcast.
That's what you were saying.